Hey, everybody, we back. And I've got my astro dice, and we're going to see what zodiac sign needs a reading. Gemini. Gemini, this is for you. Alrighty. You are loved. No matter what your Gemini placement is, the house that Gemini rules for you may be significant for this reading. All right, so everybody has Gemini in their chart somewhere. It's a house ruler somewhere. So whatever Gemini is for you, that's what we're doing. All right. What decks? What decks, Spirit? Okay. Okay. We got an adult deck, guys. Has rated R images in there. Adult pictures. If you are not adult enough for it, there's your official warning. Okay. We're going to be seeing naughty cards at some point in this reading. Shadowscapes Tarot. And we pulling Harrow. We're pulling Harrow. Ooh, Gemini, we are going to get deep into this. I got 4 decks out here already, and I know there's going to be some kind of guidance at the end. So whatever Gemini energy placements are going through, you got the sun in your sign. As of right now, regardless of when you catch it in divine time, the sun is in your sign. Jupiter is about to be in your sign in like 2 fucking days, 3 days, some shit like that. And Venus has ingressed, whatever, into your sign. So you've got the sun and Venus in there. Let's see. And Sedna has transited into your sign. Hey, Rita, how you doing? We are doing Gemini. Gemini got the dice. Gemini energy, Gemini placements. The house that Gemini rules for you. Let's see what's going on. Happy birthday to all of our Gemini season babies out there. Spirit, what is going on with Gemini? What is the overall energy? Hey, Tonya, how you doing? All right. So Gemini, we got the twin. Go figure. Go figure. We got the twin. We got the desert. The desert came up big in the mid-month check-ins that we just did for May. Came up for all the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And then we've got the lost. Okay. We've got the lost. Bottom of the deck is the uprising. Top of the deck is the juggler. All right, Gem. Now, these cards, the Harrow, for people who are not familiar with Harrow cards, it's not tarot, it's Harrow. Obviously, this is not a tarot card. Okay, if you're familiar with tarot, this is not a tarot card. These are Harrow. Harrow is from the Pathfinder world of D&D, so Dungeons and Dragons, and they work exceptionally well in real life readings, which is why I use them like I do. I love using these decks when Spirit guides me to them. So we're going to get into this overall energy. So the juggler. The juggler's on top. So Gemini, this might be something that you are aware of, consciously aware of, right? Because it's on the top of the deck. The juggler is a chaotic good energy, and it represents fate, the gods, or those who play with the lives and destinies of others. If this titanic juggler can keep up his rhythm, he will achieve his goals. But in a misaligned placement, he falters, and tragedy and failure are assured for those lives he's meddled in. So you may be very aware of the fact that other people's lives depend on yours, right? Whether you're a parent and you have children and your children's lives depend on your choices, or if you're a partner, right? Or you are a part, not even just a romantic partner, but like a co-creator with a company, right? Whatever you have partnerships in, other people's lives depend on your choices. And it may be multiple different things, right? It may be multiple different things. And if you are in alignment, you can achieve your goals. If you misstep though, right? If you choose things like trusting the wrong people, or, you know, picking the wrong partner, you know, your boyfriend or your girlfriend is probably a rotten egg, but you love them. You know, like if you make missteps, it could hurt more than just yourself, right? Because if the juggler falters, tragedy and failure are assured for those whose lives you meddle in or have control or some kind of dictation over, right? So choosing wisely, because it's more than just you at stake, is the key to this card. So you might be very well aware of the fact that right now other people depend on you to make good choices. And if you do not make good choices, it's going to hurt more than just you, right? I think that's something that you're consciously aware of, that you have to do what is right for everyone. And what is right for everyone means without pain or stress or dis-ease, you know, discomfort. You know, if a classic situation would be being in a relationship with a partner who's abusive, and maybe you've wanted to keep the whole family together if you could help it, you know, but this person is so toxic and so abusive that it's actually detrimental to continue to stay. So the misstep would be staying, right? Because then everybody else would surely deal with some kind of tragedy, which could even just be to their own psyche. You know, they're learning what love is by witnessing you with your chosen abusive partner, right? You can teach them what strength looks like, and that they don't have to tolerate this kind of, you know, treatment or whatever. So it really depends, right? But what you're choosing, you have lives that depend on you, people that you love and care about. And so making the right choice, the highest good choice, it's not even just the right choice in the mind, but the highest good choice in the long run for everyone. Sometimes that choice is the hard choice, but it has to be made, you know. Dealing with the uprising is on the bottom of the deck. So this is the result. This is something that's coming in that you can't necessarily see. So you being aware that you have to make certain choices ultimately yields this kind of energy, and underneath of it is the avalanche. Whoa, gem. Okay. So the uprising, it represents being caught in the clutches of something much more powerful than you. It is an overwhelming strength that often crushes what comes in contact with it. The crown held high signifies an overthrowing of a leader of some sort. In the spread, it can indicate a force much stronger than the person receiving the reading. So this could be one of two things, Gem. Either you are rising up and are the force to be reckoned with, okay? That the crown is being overthrown, that whoever has been in control, you are retaking control and starting to choose things. Because if you're juggling and you know that other people depend on you for their highest good, that they don't have a say like you have a say, that they don't have the power like you have the power to make life better, that's your superpower, right? Your responsibility. You might be overthrowing somebody. You know, like we'll go back to that example that I had used. You know, if you are with a toxic or abusive partner, you might be overthrowing their control. Like, no, you are not in control anymore. I'm in control. Like, these are the choices that I'm making in the highest good. And that person might be fuming, you know, but at the same time, it's like, It's still the highest good choice. The other thing that you could be dealing with or are dealing with, it could be both, is the fact that you're dealing with someone who is seemingly much more powerful than you and who would use whatever they could possibly use to just crush your power and make you feel helpless or weak, right? So, yeah, I'm loving this day too. Let's go. How you doing, Lala? Yeah, so I feel like whatever this is, Gemini, either you're reclaiming some kind of leadership, which I do have hope and faith that you are, or you're dealing with something so much more powerful than you, and going up against it just feels like you're getting crushed every time you try, right? Which is rough. That's rough. In which case you really would need to kind of overthrow this energy or whoever it is at some point, because it doesn't necessarily have to be a person. It doesn't necessarily have to be a situation. It could be the wound that someone left on your psyche, a fear state, or a belief system, something you learned that is acceptable, that is not acceptable, and it has a great deal of control and power over you. Like if someone told you your whole life that you're never going to amount to anything and you're not good enough, or you're not attractive, or you're not smart and you're fucking stupid, and these are belief systems that you developed, you might be terrified to move ahead in life in certain directions, or trust that you are worth better or deserve better than the situations you have found yourself in. And the big power that's crushing that you're up against isn't a person so much as it's your belief. The belief that you can't get better than what you have, that you're not capable of doing more than what you're doing, that you're not capable of learning, you're not capable of changing, that, you know, you believe that you're a failure and a piece of shit and you disappoint everybody, and that's your belief system, and that could be the monster that you're up against. And you've got to make highest good choices right now, right? The juggler, you're aware of it. You've got to make highest good choices right now. And your biggest enemy might be your own wounding, might be your own demons, your own shadows, your own psyche, you know? It doesn't necessarily have to be a person. Although if you are dealing with those things inside your mind, I would not be surprised if it manifested and reflected for you in the outer experience as someone or a circumstance. Okay, because the inner reflects in the outer. Hey, Kristen, how are you? So, getting into the energies I have here, because I've got 3 of them. And the desert, I'm going to tell you right now, the desert, it indicates, because it came out in the upright, okay, that you need to do some kind of soul searching or find a kind of guide or a mentor or a life coach or someone who's mystical, like with shamanic, or who is Reiki mastered, right, to kind of help you clear through your energy so that you're out of your own mental or psychic fog. Because if you don't gain a sense of solid direction, you're going to get lost in the desert. And getting lost in the desert, or a loveless place, it's a place where there's no support, right? If you think about water and deserts don't really have water. There's oases out there, but they're not known for having a lot of water, okay? And water, synchronistically, metaphorically, is tied to love, right? It's synonymous with love. Water and love, right? Especially in cards, right? The suit of cups is the suit of water, it's the suit of emotion, it's love. So if you're in the desert, it's a loveless place. Well, love is compassion. Love is mercy. Love is understanding. Love is truth. Love is truth. Love is the ability to reciprocate. Okay, so if you're in a desert, you're in a very unsupportive environment, unsupportive people. They do not show you compassion. They do not cut you any slack or show you any mercy when you have bad days or when you fuck up. They're not honest with you. They might be lying. They might be omitting. They might be keeping secrets and gaslighting and making you feel like you're crazy, right? They might be using you in some way. All right. They might be doing all kinds of things, taking advantage of you, whatever. Making you feel like you're stupid when you're not. Making you feel like you're crazy when you're not. Making you feel like you need them when you don't. You know, it's a loveless place, the desert. So needing to find someone that you can trust in love and support, that would be unbiased and be able to guide you forward in your highest good, to help you listen to your own intuition and not necessarily tell you what to do, but teach you how to listen to yourself, because your GPS, your way out of the desert, that comes from within. No one can actually give you directions, but they can teach you how to listen to your GPS and get you out of the pickle that you're in, right? Because you're probably dealing with a twin soul, for better or worse. You're dealing with a twin, okay? And even if they come off light and they come off with good intentions, they're the one wielding the dagger behind their back and ready to betray you at any fucking moment, okay? And then we've got the lost. To be completely fucking fair, this person with their good intentions, because they both have white hair, and it's reminding me of Jekyll and Hyde. Look at this. The other person you're dealing with, I think they're fucking crazy. Like, instead of betraying you and hurting you, they would hurt themselves to hurt you. That's some crazy shit. On the darkest of notes, it could be that kind of person who's like, I don't know who I am without you. I swear to God, if you're not with me, if you leave me, if you this, if you that, I have no reason to live. Like, they might be that kind of crazy. They may be that kind of crazy. Someone who would pull the sword out, not to betray you, but to hurt themselves and put that kind of guilt on your psyche, right? That kind of trauma on your psyche, that you can't leave them. You can't leave them. You can't betray them, because they would do something really fucking foolish and reckless to themselves and blame you for it, right? People who are deserts are crappy and worth avoiding. Yes. It's not fun. It's not fun. Okay, so Gemini, I'm going to read a little bit of these cards for you. Okay, the twin, because this is definitely, there's something going on here. The twin is a neutral card, and it signals duality of purpose or identity. The doppelganger can also mean indecision as a person or group wavers between different options. And this might be you. You might be dealing with a counterpart, or a partner of some kind, romantic, business, or otherwise. You could be dealing with some kind of partnership, but you're wavering, right? You don't necessarily know what to choose because you have this juggler energy here, right? You know, you're responsible for the well-being, not just of yourself, but for other people. It can also mean divided loyalties. The card makes a harrow or wary, as it can also mean an entire spread has a hidden or reversed meaning. Okay, so you could be listening to this message and know that it absolutely resonates a certain way and not realize that the person you're dealing with feels the same exact way about you. You're like, oh, it's definite. This is definitely me, and that's definitely them. But if they were to listen to the same exact reading, they'd be like, that's definitely them. This is me. Then that's definitely them. They'd be saying the same thing. They'd be saying the same thing. There's indecision here. And someone is batshit crazy out their mind. So someone is right. Someone is right. They would listen to this reading and they'd be like, nope, that's definitely me and that's definitely them. And they would be right. And then the other person would be like, no, this is definitely me and that's definitely them. And they're batshit crazy. They're Delulu, right? They're Delulu. making things up in their mind that are not real, but wholeheartedly believe that it's real. Like they could be cheating on you and that's the truth, right? And you know they're fucking cheating on you. You know they are. You might even have proof. But they're like, oh no, I would never cheat. You're the fucking cheat. You're this, you're that. You're the one who's not loyal. And it's like, you're in Delulu land. What do you mean you're not cheating? I know you're cheating for a fact. Like you were caught. What do you mean I'm cheating? I'm not cheating. There's no proof because it never happened. You know, but they're like, no, they're definitely cheating. And it's like, they believe their own shit. I feel like you're dealing with someone who believes their own shit. You're dealing with someone who's Delulu. Okay. They're definitely Delulu. Let's, the Lost. Okay. The Lost, because the twin is neutral. Like this is not a good person. It's not a bad person. They're not, you know, bound to some kind of code, and they're not completely fucking chaotic either. Like this person just is. This person, this situation, it just is. This person's chaotic evil. Okay, the Lost is chaotic evil. They're probably dealing with their fucking demons. Okay, hardcore. Their demons are in control of them. They are not in control of their demons. Their demons are in control of them. Okay. The Lost. The Lost is the card of emptiness and loss of identity. The 𝐴𝐴𝐿 shown is forever mad, lost in a world of lunatics, insane asylums, and mass unalivers. For those under its influence, the world makes no sense. It evokes times where all is babble, as when meeting someone who speaks only in another language. So listen, this person, whatever you have to say to this person, it's going to fall on deaf ears. Okay? First and foremost, anything you say to this person, you're speaking another language to them. They're not listening to anything you're actually saying. They might have a million wheels spinning around inside their head about how they're going to convince you that what you're saying is crazy. They're not actually listening. Like you could be telling someone that you're sad, but they're not registering that you're sad. They're not hearing that you're sad. What they're trying to figure out is how they can get you to believe that you're not sad so that you can do whatever you need to do for them. You could be telling someone, well, I'm hurt by you. I don't like it when you insult me. I don't like it when you this. I don't like it when you that. And they're just like, how can I spin this to get them off of me and what I'm not doing or should be doing better, and get them to redirect and blame themselves, to feel at fault so that you fix you. That's a you problem. Like this person's not hearing what you're saying. And I feel like this person is probably emotionally deaf. They're emotionally deaf. They do not register feelings. They do not know how to console feelings. They don't know how to make your feelings feel better. They do not, I don't even feel like this person really feels themselves. Like they're a little or a lot numbed out. They're numb. They don't really feel things. It's a constant manipulation. I feel like this person is really mental, you know, in their mental space and their mental energy. And they might, for some of you, literally be mental. I feel like this person is fucking, for some of you, you're dealing with someone who's fucking crazy. You're dealing with someone who's fucking crazy. And what's wild is they both have their arm twisted backwards. Like the twin, the one that's holding the sword, has their arm twisted right to hold the sword. And then this one here also has their arm twisted back there. It's so bizarre, right? It's so bizarre how they're both really synchronistic that way. Like someone might be coming off like they have it all together or they have the answers and you just need to listen to them. But the reality is they're fucking off their rocker. Let's get some insight. What the fuck is going on? I got 3 tarot decks out here. Spirit guided me to. We're going to start with the Psychic Tarot of the Heart deck. Give me an overall clarifier for each of these. Give me an overall clarifier. What and who is the twin? What and who is the twin? The person dealing with the indecision, dealing with their mirror, right? Because this is their mirror. Whoever they're dealing with is their mirror, okay? Detach. This is the Justice card. You could be dealing with a Libra or have strong Libra in your chart. You definitely know you need to walk away from said person if you want to get peace. Okay. Definitely know you need to walk away from someone if you want to get peace, because this is not only a desert, it's frozen. Because deserts are not only sand. There are frozen deserts. Frozen deserts. What is it? The Gobi Desert? Not to mention Antarctica. It's a huge fucking desert of ice. Okay. What is the desert? Clarify the desert. Yeah, it's all frozen behind her. What is the desert? What needs to be navigated through? Challenging times. This is the 5 of Wands. And I think you're trying to get out of the conflict, right? Out of the inner war. You might be dealing with someone who is super petty and will never let you believe you're right. It's like wanting to stop feeling like you've got to be on guard all the time. Like you got to constantly protect yourself from this person and their energy. Clarify the lost, please. Who is this person? The 4 of Swords. That is also Libran energy. So South Node in Libra could definitely be helping you erase some past life wound here. This person is dealing with their own madness. I think in a lot of regards, like if this person is delulu out of their mind and you think you could work it out with this person or it can get better, then you're also delulu. That's why they're in the mirror. Because you're both fucking delusional. You don't actually see how fucked up this person is, and they don't actually see how fucked up they are. There's a mirror there. You might be using them for some kind of providing, and you don't even realize they're using you for some kind of providing. You might not even realize it. They might be using you in a different way. You have no idea their reason for wanting to keep you in their life. Why they're going to such lengths to make you feel like you're crazy and you need them. Like you might be providing partnership for this person and they're terrified of being alone. Terrified that they have nothing and no one to really go back and fall on. Even if they say they have all these friends or they have these family and they can go and do whatever, find whoever, be with whoever. No, they're fucking terrified, right? That you would leave them kind of thing. That you would replace them. This person has some major healing to do. They have to get in touch with their higher self. Because I feel like regardless of their gender, it's their feminine energy. You both have heart wounds, femininity wounds, right? Because the challenging times is the masculine in the middle. You're both dealing with this kind of ego versus ego tete-a-tete kind of thing. You're in a power struggle with this person. And really, it's because both of your heart spaces, right? Both of your heart spaces want something that you're not receiving from the other. I think one person wants the freedom to discover themselves and feels like the divine or God has left them because there's a sadness here. And it might be you. I think there's a sadness here, Gem. Because a part of you just wants to find yourself, maybe for the first time in a long time, actually choose what you want to do, you know. And then the other person, they're avoiding getting in touch with their highest self. They're avoiding the healing. They need to get in touch with their better version. They got to go through an upgrade. They can't stay the same in this delusional world that they've created. And I think they're trying to overthrow you. Because if you look at the uprising, right, it was talking about the crown and that the crown is being overthrown. If you look at the twin card, it's a charisma card and it's got the crown on it. This one is a wisdom card. They don't have the crown here. They've got a lot of fucking armor. I think the crazy person, whoever they are, is trying to overthrow you in a sense so that you have to do what they want you to do because they want you afraid to make your own choices. They want you afraid to go after what it is that you want. You feel like if you let go of this crown and you submit control to this person, that God will have left you, right? The divine, the dove of peace here would have left you, and you would be right. Because this person is totally locked in with their demons. Chaotic evil, it's demons. You would be surrendering over your intuition, your authenticity for this person's control. And it doesn't sit right with you. You don't actually want to listen to this person, but every time you fight this person on it to try and hold your authenticity, it's crushing, right? The uprising, it's crushing. They're trying to diminish your authenticity. I think you're up against a rock and a hard place having to let this person go and maybe like dry cut disappear. For some of you, it's going to be extreme like that. Dry cut disappear, especially if you are living in the same vicinity as them. For others of you, you may need to just block them, block their number, block all social media, change your number, whatever. Whatever this is, there's no love here. You'll know how this pertains to you, and the thunder's going off in the background here, like divine confirmation. You'll know who this is and who I'm talking about, especially if you're aware of what house Gemini rules for you, because that's where it's going to make the most sense, okay? There's no love here. Y'all are not supporting each other. You're not being honest with each other. You're not being transparent or open or showing each other any mercy. There's no love here. There's conditions, obligations, fear, anxiety, worry, self-doubt, delulu. All that is here, but there's no love here. There's no love here. we're going to get into the tarot of sexual magic. Spirit guided me to this deck. There are adult images on the cards. Am I going to show them all? I don't know. So that's why I'm giving you the warning. Okay. If you don't like adult images, drop a like for the respect and sign off and go watch something else. Right. Let's see. What is going on? Deeper insight, please. Gemini in placements, the house of Gemini rules, whoever this message needs to resonate to. We've got the Tower. We've got Justice again. You could definitely be dealing with a Libra. Judgment. We've got strong Scorpio and Mars out here. The Seven of Swords. Okay. There's betrayal here. Okay. Now, I told you these are adult cards. If I got to tell you again and you get pissed at me, I'm going to start calling you Delulu in the comments. All right. First card is the Tower. This is the card. Okay. There's two different masculine energies in this picture with a feminine. And two of them are bound together, potentially with children. But there's lies going on. We've got the Seven of Swords out here. And someone is offering happiness, right? Offering happiness, but they're walking off and they're going towards another person. Okay. They're walking off and going towards another person. And that other person is saying all kinds of wonderful things to them about moving forward, right? Knight of Chalices with the Chariot. Come with me, move forward with me, leave your situation. And because this reading is mirrored, you might both have a third party saying this to you, whether it's a romantic third party or not. Because some of you could have family who know that you're in a fucked up situation with somebody and they're like, just come here, come with me. It'll be okay. Like, leave that person. You can come here, right? Another person might have another third party partner. Like, they could have a side piece who's saying like, fuck your partner, fuck your baby mama or your daddy or your baby daddy or whatever. And just come with me, leave with me. We could move forward together and just leave them, right? It could be all kinds of different scenarios. Some of you definitely have children together and feel bound to each other. Like you could see in the Judgment card, the red ribbon that is all tangled up on them. My camera will focus. And you got Cupid up there, right? Your angel up there. And they're all tangled up. And the child is on the outside. It has nothing to even do with the child. But they're all tangled up together. You know, to be fair, that little figure in the clouds doesn't even have fucking wings. It's almost like people are making the judgment call to stay together for the kids, but they're fucking miserable. And that's kind of the kind of energy I was pulling up on in the beginning, where I was talking about the juggler and how, like, sometimes what is best for everybody, like the people that depend on you, that love you and depend on you, that they can't really make their own life choices, right? Like children, because their life depends on the choices of their parent, you know? If your parents decide to divorce and separate, well, you don't really have a choice. You're either going to be living with your mom or living with your dad, and you can't keep them together. You know what I mean? It's like, it's no different than if the parents choose to stay together and fight and scream, and you can hear them from your bedroom and you're hiding under your blankets trying to go to sleep, but you can't because the screaming and the arguing is so loud. You can't make your parents divorce. You know, you're a child. You don't have that kind of control. So it's like knowing that you're with someone and maybe the excuse has been to stay together for the kids when there's a whole lot of shit going on. And I feel like someone is most definitely cheating. I think someone else may be afraid that the other is cheating, even if they're not. They're projecting. But there is a chance that both people involved, if you're in an actual relationship dynamic, are seeing other people. If you're both not seeing other people, then one definitely is, and the other is being accused of it, even though they're not. Okay. And I feel like whoever the feminine is, regardless of gender, right? Regardless of gender, whoever the feminine is, I think they're trying to be fair, right? Because they're holding the scales here with the Justice card. And they're offering some kind of nourishment here, but the masculine, whoever they are, doesn't want it. They don't want the nourishment from their partner. What they want is the nourishment from the third party, right? The 10 of Cups that came out with the 3 of Cups. They want nourishment from a third party. Someone really is fucking crazy. Like, if you're not cheating, this is not for everybody, okay? This is a little specific. But if you're in a situation with someone who is of that mindset of, well, if I can't have you, no one will. If I can't have you, no one will. You need to get the fuck away from that person. You need to get away from that person. And to be fair, that might be some odd mirror. Like, and I was just talking about it in one of the other lives that I did, about how some people will stay in a relationship they're unhappy in just so that someone else can't have their person. Like, they're not happy. They don't want to be with the person that they're with, but they stay with the person that they're with because they don't want the person that they're with to go to someone else. Especially if they have a specific person in mind and they hate or spite, whatever, that person. People fucking do crazy shit like that. They will stay in unhappy relationships just so this person can't go back to their ex, or just so this person can't go and be with this person, because then that means that they're not good enough and they always wanted this other person, and they take it as it's insecurity. It's insecurity. It's wild insecurity, jealousy, wild insecurity, like demons of their own. Yeah, I feel like someone is trying to be fair. And they think they're dealing with someone who could be fair, but they're not dealing with someone who could be fair. Who they're dealing with is out their minds. The bottom of the deck is the World card. Ultimately, it has to end. And the 2 of Wands is on top, and you're stuck right now. You're stuck right now. The 2 of Wands is stuck. And it needs to close. Something's got to give. Something's got to give, really. I'm just looking, just fucking looking, because I looked at the bottom of that deck. I just looked at the bottom of this Psychic Tarot, the Heart deck, and we've got the Sun on the bottom. You're meant to shine, and it comes from release. The Death card, it comes from letting go. Comes from letting go. Yeah, the Magician is under that. That's Gemini. You've got to transform and let some shit go. That's what this reading's about. Who it is, you would know better than I would. For some of you, it is a literal person. For some of you, it is a literal situation. For others of you, it is a belief system that was instilled on you by someone who is no longer present in your life, and or who they are today is different than who they were, but they still instilled this idea inside your mind, and you're battling with this. You're battling with this because it's robbing you. There's a distraction here. There's distractions all over this spread. Ego all over this spread. Deceit all over the spread. Like, whoever this was for, Spirit has me give these messages because they know I'm not a fluffy fucking reader. And somebody needs to give these messages, or y'all just stay in Delulu land and ignore this shit. The Moon. Got strong Piscean energy. The King of Pentacles. Provider energy. Someone who provides a stable environment regardless of money. Yeah, y'all are holding on to each other. The Judgment card with the Four of Pentacles, y'all are holding on hard. Five of Swords on the Seven of Swords. Y'all are bullshitting each other. The Five of Swords with the Seven of Swords, y'all are arguing lies at each other. You're not even listening to what each other are saying. You're arguing with lies to each other. And you're wondering why you're getting nowhere. And it's because you're both lying. You're arguing with lies and then wondering why you're not getting anywhere. Especially if you both know on some level that y'all are lying or being lied to. Like, it's pointless what the fuck you're doing. Page of Wands on the 10 of Chalices with the 3 of Cups. Someone's definitely cheating. I'm 100% positive. 100%. 100%. 100%. Yeah, Knight of Cups with the Chariot and the 3 of Cups. That third party is definitely talking about let's get away. Let's do this. You can leave your situation. Come with me. Most definitely. 3 of Cups is out here twice now, and it's clarifying that energy. You're happier with me. You want to be with me. You don't want to be in this situation. Leave with me. Move forward with me. Saying all the right things. That's exactly what they're doing. 7 of Swords is on the bottom. It's out twice now. With the... It says the Nice of Cups, but it is the 9. I just noticed that. This was a wish fulfillment at one point. The two of y'all, or whatever this is, was a wish fulfillment at one point. Y'all both thought you hit the lottery with each other. Weren't y'all mistaken? Y'all lied to yourselves, convincing yourselves that you could pull this shit off and everything would be hunky-dory, sunshine and rainbows. But both of y'all are probably toxic as hell on some level. Had demons like crazy. Were using each other from the gate. Gaslighting each other or misleading each other from the gate. Thought you could manipulate and outsmart the other person from the gate. Thought you were in control when you weren't from the gate. Whoever this reading is for, y'all are a fucking mess. And y'all need to clean up your mess. Y'all need to separate and clean up your mess. Or seriously, go get therapy. A lot of it. If y'all actually want to be together, you're going to have to stop lying. 1. You're going to have to stop cheating. 2. You're going to have to stop using each other. 3. And tune into the emotions you've been ignoring for God knows how long, because this is emotionally devoid. It's a desert. There's no love here. There's no emotions here. It is complete and utter chaos circus. You're making a mockery of your life. You are making a joke. You are making a joke of your life. Like, wake up. Wake up. This, the way you're carrying on in your life, that's wild. I don't know what Gemini needed that message. Gemini placement. That's wild. And I can almost guarantee you you're dealing with either a Libra or a Scorpio just by looking at them cards. Libra, Scorpio. I got Mars out here, Saturn out here. I had a lot of Libra out here. And if they're not a Libra, personally, they might have a lot of Libra in their chart. Especially Libra wounds, like Libra Saturn, Libra Pluto, Libra Lilith, Libra Chiron, right? They could have some shit in there. Libra Saturn Mars, right? Or Pluto Mars. If anybody has like a Pluto Mars conjunction, Saturn Mars conjunction, bless your hearts, watch out for them. Watch out for them. You don't think anybody will get physically violent with you until they do. And if not that, they are capable of physically harming themselves, depending on the other aspects. Okay? Know your fucking astrology. Or start to learn. Fucking crazy. Let's pull a guidance card. Because y'all need it. If you can withhold from Delulu long enough to hear what the fuck I'm saying. What deck, please, Spirit? Two decks. We're going to pull the Journey of Love and Kuan Yin. Okay. We're going to start with the Journey of Love. What is the guidance, please, Spirit, for those who would need it? What is the guidance, please? We've got 2, Guardian of the Soul Family and the Temple. Some of you, this is definitely family related. Okay. Card 26 and card 59. Okay. Guardian of the Soul Family. You're being drawn to kindred spirits in the physical world by loving guardians in the spiritual worlds. If you feel you are leaving relationships behind, do not be afraid. The space that such courageous action creates is sometimes necessary in order to have room for the new to enter your sphere of consciousness. You may also feel that somehow a relationship that seemed to be held back from you is now becoming available to you. There is a great soul love calling you into more intimate connection now. It is sanctioned by the divine, and it is a karmic destiny to fulfill. There is love that you are to experience in connection with particular souls predetermined by the divine plan. So if you are struggling to feel the sole purpose of your current relationships, take heart, for you are being helped by divine guardians who understand and support the sacred purpose of your relationships. Be open to relationship healing. So, you know, you may, if you are, how I use the example, right? Someone has a third party kind of pulling them, come with us, it'll be better over here. Yeah, it could be someone who is cheating with someone else and their, you know, side piece is trying to get them to come towards them. But you might also have someone in your life who is claiming to be different or claiming to be better and willing to help you out of the situation that you're in. And maybe it was blocked from you before and you couldn't make progress on it before, but that's because there was some kind of healing to do. Like if a past relationship wants to reconcile with you and you had troubles in the past, or if it's, it doesn't matter if that's romantic or family or otherwise, right? But there is something urging you forward to be with your soul family, okay? Because they're your guardians, they're your protectors. They help you out of wild situations. And then we got the temple. The lover and the beloved meet in sacred space. They take respite from cares of the world, entering into sanctuary where only they exist, and you are in need of this. Meditation, making love, connection and dance, intimacy and surrender into the moment. Your body and soul need to enter into the temple and participate in sacred ceremony. Choose to gift this to yourself. Set aside time. Turn off the computer or the telephone. Turn on music and set lighting. Be in the present moment. Do you remember your body? Ah, yes, here it is. Can you be in its temple with presence and delight? This is a reminder to savor the pleasures of life and renew your connection to your inner lover. The sensuality that wants to come out and play and explore and be encouraged in life. What moves you? What brings you into connection with yourself? Wherever you're at, you've completely disconnected from yourself, right? The detached card came out. You completely disconnected from yourself. You don't know what it's like to enjoy life anymore. You don't know what it's like. You forgot. You forgot what it's like to be out in the garden and planting things, or going out in the yard and just playing with your pet, or taking a ride with the windows down or the top down or whatever and feeling the wind through your hair, blasting your music, dancing. You forgot. Life's become drudgery. It's become an argument. It's become a struggle. It's leaving you feeling powerless and crushed under pressure. Someone trying to take control over you. And you've been letting them for too long. They might have broken you down a little bit by a little bit by a little bit over time. I think if y'all continue this route, you're going to drive each other insane. These guidance cards here are asking you to go to where you can find peace and time to love your life. Where you can find time to stop and smell the flowers, kind of thing. To go be with your soul family. To go be with the people who love you and actually care about your peace and aren't trying to control everything you do and think, and who you are and who you're not. Because you have someone who is crushing everything beautiful about you. They might be crushing all the things that are not so good about you, but they're also crushing what is good about you. They don't care what is good and what is not. They're just crushing you and making you a means to an end for them. They're turning you into a puppet. They don't care what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what your dislikes are. It doesn't matter. They're just crushing you. They're turning you into a puppet. And they're not even loyal. And they're not even loyal. But they would lose their fucking mind if you were to be with someone else. What is the guidance from Kuan Yin? Because the journey of love is asking you to connect with people who love you and want you to be you. Okay? They love you for who you are. They're not trying to crush you into submission and turn you into a puppet to do what they need you to do all the time. Like, you need to go be with your soul tribe, your soul family. 𝗦𝘂𝗬𝗏. I don't know if I've ever even pulled this card. 𝗦𝘂𝗬𝗏. Card number 16. The 𝗦𝘂𝗬𝗏, goddess of spring, healing and transformation, brings you assistance now. You are asked to honor that light. You are asked to honor that light can come from even the darkest beginnings, beloved. In fact, sometimes we need to enter into the unknown parts of ourselves to find exactly what we need to grow in peace, creative self-fulfillment, and happiness. The challenge can be to trust that we will arise from this darker place again. Just as the spring always follows the winter, beloved, so too will any inner work with the shadow precede a beautiful rebirth for you. 𝗦𝘂𝗏𝗏, an immortal expression of the Divine Mother of the East, now brings you a special message from Kuan Yin. She guides you to trust that if you enter into the darkness of the unknown parts of yourself, you will emerge into light, reassembled and reborn once more. If you are going through chaos in your life because you are allowing yourself to grow, 𝗦𝘂𝗏𝗏 also reassures you that the order and light will emerge out of the chaos in due course. Have faith and keep growing. In order to grow spiritually, there are times when we simply must delve within and find our shadow. It is easier to perceive the effect of the shadow than the shadow itself. The effect of the shadow is judgment, positive or negative, of another that we do not think is related to us personally. We may mightily admire or despise characteristics or traits of another, and yet when such judgments arise, it is a part of us that is seeking to be integrated and expressed, trying to get our attention and our judgment. Noticing our judgments of others is the quickest way to get in touch with the shadow self, trying to grow and heal in our conscious awareness so that we can become more whole and empowered and divinely delicious as we are always meant to be. You are being guided by Mother Divine, Kuan Yin, through the 𝗦𝘂𝗏𝗏 to realize that there is a part of you within that is trying to emerge. You may have judgments of others on one issue or trait that seems to be more repetitive or noticeable of late, and you are guided to sense what beauty within you could be underneath these judgments, trying to make its way into your conscious awareness, bringing you more of yourself to enjoy and share with the world. You see, this reading, when it started with the twin, was talking about the mirror. It was talking about the mirror and how the reading could be reversed. Like someone could be a liar and you might be honest. You might not lie. But if someone is a liar and they're in your mirror, it's because you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself about maybe that person Well, they're a good person. They just have a hard time. Maybe they're not a good person. Maybe they're a severely damaged person and it is not your job to heal them or suffer because of them. Maybe it's not your job. Maybe they're not a good person. Maybe all of their kindness comes secondhanded or with a motive. Maybe they're only being kind because they don't want to lose whatever it is that you're providing. Whether it's company or money or money they don't have to spend. It could be a lot of things. It could be a lot of things. Maybe like we were talking about children earlier in this spread. Like maybe a couple wants to stay together and the guy doesn't want to pay child support. Doesn't want to pay it. So he's staying because he don't want to pay child support. And he don't want to be alone. And you do his laundry. And you cook sometimes. So he don't want to do all that shit for himself or have to deal with it. So he'll do whatever he has to do to keep you thinking you're crazy. And stay in control so that he can continue to fuck off and do what he's doing and use you for whatever he's using you for. It's no different if you're already separated and have children. Maybe a parent keeps arguing they want 50-50 custody when they really don't want 50-50 custody. They don't want to take 50% of their responsibility for their child or children. They don't want to be a good parent. They don't want to spend time with them and listen to their emotional needs and their needs in school and the different things that they go through in their day. They're not looking to be an active and beautiful parent in their child's life, but they don't want to pay more child support. They want 50-50 split because the child support's really low, if anything at all. And if someone else gets sole custody or full time of children, they might have to pay more child support. Right? As an example. You don't know why people do what they do. Motives? You don't know why people do what they do. The 12th house is wild. The 12th house is all secret. It's all secret motives. All secret motives, secret adversaries, hidden adversaries. It's all kinds of shit in the 12th house. You have no clue why people do what they do. Neptune, no clue why people do what they do. All illusion. It's all a facade. It's all a facade. You've got to realize that if you are judging someone else, how are you also that way? And if not to other people, then to yourself. Because you'd be like, no, Grace, I know that person's a liar and I always tell the truth. Okay, then you're lying to yourself. Then you're lying to yourself. This person is so fucking lazy and da-da-da-da-da. They don't do anything. Okay, how are you lazy? I'm not lazy. I'm always doing anything. I'm always doing everything. Okay, how are you lazy on your spiritual work then? Because if it's not on a mundane level, then it's on a spiritual level. If they're fucking lazy and they're in your reality, it's because you're being spiritually fucking lazy and you're not leaving said person. You're getting something out of it too, including putting your healing off and taking responsibility for yourself. Right? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. The things that you admire in someone else, you're capable of. Oh, they're such a hard worker. They put in lots of hours. They make great money. You're capable of that. That's why they're in your mirror, because you're capable of it. You're capable of it. They're cold. They don't never love me. They're never nice to me. Okay, you're cold to yourself. You're not nice to yourself. Look at the people you choose in your life. You're not nice to yourself. You don't show yourself any love. You don't show yourself any appreciation. That's why your partner doesn't. That's why you picked a partner who mirrors that for you. When you start loving yourself and appreciating what you do in your life and what you're capable of, you know your worth, you'll leave said person. You'll find someone else who mirrors that reflection for you, your positive light. Or you'll be quite content loving yourself. Whatever you accuse someone else of, you are capable of it, right? Especially if it's positive, you're capable of it. That's your potential that you haven't tapped into yet. And if it's negative, it's because you also have that quality. If not outright in the mundane, then on a spiritual level. Well, this person's an addict. They're always trying to escape their reality. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. Okay. How are you addicted to pain? How are you escaping your healing? Escaping the reality of who you are as a divine being of light who was never intended to suffer. How are you addicted to pain? Are you addicted to control? Because this person is weak and you like being in control. But you can only control weak people because you yourself are also weak. Truly. Right? The mirror. You have to be able to look into it. Any judgment you would cast. Any judgment you would cast at anybody else. You got to apply that to yourself. And there's no exceptions. There's no exceptions. Trust me, as someone who has lived inside the awareness of the mirror, wholly and truly for the last 3-4 years, there are no exceptions. Surround yourself with beautiful people, with beautiful energy that mirror your beautiful energy, who remind you all the time of what you're capable of, that you can find gratitude for. Surround yourself with beautiful people. Or be really fucking content. Really content being in your hermit mode. Because that's sometimes the only option between transitioning out of one shithole reality, one chaotic reality, and into a better one. Sometimes there's a transition between old and new. And you're in your chrysalis phase. And you're not the caterpillar anymore, but you're not the butterfly yet. And you spend time alone, and you spend time disconnecting from the outside world and other people, and that's okay. That means you made the right choice. That means you made the right choice 100%. Because the toxic, that old wounded mirror that you were living in had to go. You're on the journey to find yourself. And when you do that, when you uncover who you are, when you let who you are in your light breathe, when you give it room to stretch its wings, you'll fly. And you'll be beautiful when you do it. Mesmerizing even. And people will be like, how did you do it? Well, I started loving myself one day. Really? Yeah. I started loving myself one day, and it changed my whole life. Changed my life so much in such beautiful ways that I decided I was never going to not love myself ever again. And I lived happily ever after. The end. And I lived happily ever after. You deserve. I don't care who you are or what you've done in your life. You deserve happiness, and you deserve a beautiful life. Doesn't matter who you were yesterday or 5 minutes ago. Doesn't. You deserve a happy, beautiful life. And the fact of the reality is, you can choose that, and you alone can choose that. Nobody else out there is going to make you happy. It's something that you choose, and it reflects for you. If you're not happy, keep your chin up. Just work on it. You work on it. That's your birthright. That's your free will choice. Your free will choice. You can choose your highest path. You can choose your highest good. You can choose your best version. You can upgrade yourself. You can elevate. You can be better today than you were yesterday. You could have been a cheater yesterday and decide that you will never going to cheat again. If you find yourself a good partner, you're going to be loyal, or you're not going to commit at all. You're just going to stay single. You can be a lazy piece of shit who never worked more than a part-time job and mooched off your parents for all of your life. And tomorrow you could decide you're going to dedicate 40 plus hours a week to your own business and work part-time to bring in your own money to fund it. You decide who you are. You decide who you are. All right. I love you guys. And I have faith that if you caught this message that it helped. I love you. And, I'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody.